Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Ronald. If you're new here, as usual, like, share, subscribe so you never miss a bite. Well, today I'm going to do something a little that I have never done here before, I would say. I'm going to be making focaccia bread. I hope you're excited about that. I mean, look at that. Why wouldn't you love that? I know my wife is dying to try it, so I cannot wait to make that right now. Alright, so I hope you guys are excited because I am. I'm really pumped. Focaccia is one of those breads you can make very quickly, and also it doesn't take too much work really, as long as you use the right ingredients. I say let's jump into it and let's see how it's done. So basically I'm just going to start it off tonight and then basically finish it off tomorrow. Okay, so now that you have your flour here, again this is 3.5 cups here. So for yeast you need 1 teaspoon in there roughly. Okay, do me a favor, use the actual measuring teaspoon. I don't use that, just don't follow me, just saying. Anyways, so then for water here, now put in your salt in here to dissolve it. You need 2 teaspoons in there, and according to me here that is about 2 teaspoons. And then you stir that up. So you get your oil as well, and that is the extra virgin oil, by the way. So you need 1/4 cup. Okay, again follow your instructions properly please. Don't do what I do, do what I say. So you also need 2 teaspoons of sugar. In this case that is your 2 teaspoons right there. If you're measuring, you have no idea, but my wife is giving me a face behind the camera. Okay, so since I mixed this up right here, I want to make sure that everything is incorporated, so I'm just gonna get this yeast mixed up completely in here. And as I said at the beginning, this is going to be an overnight basically focaccia. The sugar is in there, remember, the yeast is in here. I know typically you can also do your yeast, make sure it's in your warm water, which should not exceed 110. Should be 100, 205, so that your yeast doesn't die, because if the water is too hot, your yeast will die. So now I'm going to make like a little depth like here, and I'm going to put in now my ingredients which I mixed up. In this case the wet is going to meet the dry. So right now it's up to whether you want to use a spatula or get your hands busy. I'm just gonna dive in. Alright, so get everything in slowly like that. So your dough is definitely going to be dryish, because as you can see it's sticking on you, but that's okay. That's how you need it. And also, if you're seeing what I'm doing, I'm kind of doing a folding motion here. I'm not really overworking the dough, okay? Just enough to get the dough all incorporated together. We're just going to basically put it in the bowl and just put it away for the night. Okay, so right now I'm just going to oil this a little bit, because I don't want the the dough to completely get stuck all around it. So just oil it a little bit, and now I'm just going to get our dough just like that. I know, as I said, it's sticky, but it's fine. So plastic wrap. So put that away in the fridge until the following day. Okay, so it's basically day 2, and there's actually a bit of a difference between yesterday night and today. So right now we are basically just going to give it some folds. There we go. But now what we're going to do is not again overwork it, but we're just going to pull it from the bottom here and fold it in like that. So like that. I mean, it might take you by about 4 times or 5. Make sure the whole thing is wrapped up like that. So now that I've done this, so now we're going to cover it with a damp rag like that, and then repeat the same process in about 20 minutes. Okay, second time around. and then let it rest again. Okay, so as you can see, it's basically all risen, and which is great. So what this means now, you can actually transfer it onto the pan and then we'll let it rise again. But before that, make sure you oil your pan properly. Put in enough oil, and I'm using, by the way, the extra virgin oil. Alright, so then I will just transfer that or in the pan. Okay, the next thing to do right now, I'm going to spread this out, but you can see it's a bit sticky, so I'm going to use some water on my fingers like that. Now don't be shy, it's okay, use some more water if you need to, and push it as far as you can get it. I know it won't get all the way in the corner, but don't force it. So next we're going to also let it rest once again for another probably 30 minutes or so. Okay, so now I'm just going to cover this with a damp rag like that. So I'm just actually going to rest it in an oven. Typically if you turn on your light in the oven, it's basically a perfect temperature to literally rise. Alright, and now it's time to finish it off. Look at that, it's basically risen, not completely doubled in size, but that's a good start. So now we're going to give it some pokes. So you're going to use your fingers. So I'm going to put some olive oil on here like that. It's just extra virgin oil. So now usually if you put your fingers in there to get stuck like that, so just dip your fingers into water and just do that. Again into water, just keep dipping away like that. Water like that, creating that texture right there, creating those dimples. Alright, so next put whatever you want on top. Typically some people put in, like, say maybe cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. Then there's olives, whatever, black, green, or whatever you want to put on it. So I'm using the green ones actually. I don't have fresh rosemary, I have the dried one, so I'm going to use dried rosemary on there as well, like that. I'm using kind of kosher salt on there, so I'm going to do that. Typically just sprinkling that, like as a whole. So I'm going to use a little bit of Italian on here. You don't have to, by the way, no one really does this, but I'm putting my own spin to it. Now I have some crazings here, all dried cranberries. Should they be on there? Not really, but I think I want to put some on. So there you go. Alright, so now I'm going to get set on the side again so that it can actually proof once more before I actually bake it. Now it's ready for the oven, so let's go in. So just make sure your oven is at 450 and bake for 15-20 minutes. Alright, so it's that moment we have been waiting for. I hope you're ready, because I am. Alright, let's cut in it and then see what it looks like. Hopefully it's good. A little bit more olive oil. If you guys like what you've just seen right here, I suggest you look for the recipe right down below and check it out. Let me know what you think about it. By the way, as usual, typically I do a word of the day here. Today the word of the day is going to be bread, because we're dealing with bread. So bread we say mugati. Again, mugati will be bread. Thank you guys. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.